Well, if you've listened to us here before on Down and Nerdy, you know we're a big fan of the fan films. We did a fan film special episode months and months ago, so if there's something good, you know that we're going to jump all over it, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. As a matter of fact, we're talking to the director and the star of the Harley Quinn web series. It's Brandon Robertson and Courtney Lynn. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Thanks again for coming on. We're big fans of the Harley Quinn web series. People that don't know about it, we've been pumping it up. Facebook.com/downandnerdy. So I think the first question is, why Harley Quinn?
Why not? Harley Quinn is awesome. I've always loved her character growing up, and basically when the Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy started, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be great. And then when they did The Dark Knight, and they announced The Dark Knight, and I saw Joker, I'm like, yes, Harley will be in there. Sadly, she wasn't. So at that point, I figured, all right, I want to try and do a fan film. I had some equipment that I rented over a weekend from a job I was doing, and I had put out a casting call on Facebook. Like, I was just joking around. It was for two other women, and I said, which one of these women would play a better Harley Quinn? And like Facebook voted, and I picked the girl who actually did our trailer. I don't know if you watched the trailer.
We did.
Yeah, so I wrote that, and we shot that over a weekend, and the response for it was amazing. Like, I had no idea it was going to do that. So then I decided I wanted to do a full web series, and at that point, I was getting everything together pre-production wise. And the girl, Britton, she ended up not being able to do it due to personal reasons and things like that, which I understand. We're all doing this for free. We're not making any profit off it or anything like that. So we had to find a new leading character, which is what took us so long to do the first episode. But I was excited when I finally found Courtney, because she has the look of the character. When I saw her, she had the look of the character, and I could like just see it in her eyes. And then when she read for the part, and I found out that she actually knew a little bit of Taekwondo, I was like, yeah, this is it. We have to get her. This is happening.
So Courtney, what drew you to the role of Harley Quinn in general?
I just really like her personality. She's very quirky, and I like that she's different from other villains, because when she's out there and she's causing ruckus and mayhem, she's doing it with a joke. And that's just really cool. And she's just a really lovable character.
One of the things that really drew me to this Harley Quinn web series was the fact that you're not just exploring Harley Quinn, but you're going on the Harleen Quinzel side as well. So talk a little bit about what made you decide to do that. And Courtney, let me know, how hard is it to balance the Harleen Quinzel side with the Harley side?
I guess I'll go first. All right. Well, I wanted to make sure that I did something different that people haven't seen. So I've seen a few Harley Quinn fan films on YouTube, and I checked them out, and they pretty much all went off of the same thing. You know, Harley Quinn, and she meets the Joker, and they do something together, and it just only showed that one side of it. I thought it would be really cool if in this world we created it as Harleen has dissociative identity disorder. And she goes back and forth between these two personalities, with Harleen fighting to take control and Harley gaining more control. So I felt like that would be a good arc to play with. And after seeing Heath Ledger's Joker, I really didn't want to try and do another Joker, because I love Heath Ledger's Joker. So I didn't want to try and do another Joker, because people would just rip it apart. Like even the trailer I did, where I had a guy do a voiceover, he did the Heath Ledger's voiceover, and some people were like, yeah, not the voice so much. Yeah, so that was my decision to say, hey, what if we created a world where we explored Harleen and Harley Quinn, but the Joker, for some reason, is not in the picture right now. And that's when we came up with the idea that somehow the Batman and Joker have gone missing, and while Harleen is trying to fight Harley and keep her suppressed, Harley really needs to know where the Joker is, and she's really trying to get out and find the Joker. And the arc of the season, when you get to the end, is basically, not to give any spoilers, but you'll see that there is a new villain that is trying to take over the streets of Gotham.
Ah, very nice.
And Harley's like, hell no, this is the Joker's time.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's gonna play out really nice.
Awesome. So, Courtney, how hard is it to balance those two characters in one episode?
Going off of what Champ said, there's not a lot of presence of Harleen in the comics, or for sure not any of the cartoons, because I did some research on YouTube to try to get her Harleen character down, and there's just not a lot of it for me to go off of. So that being said, it was a little difficult to get Harleen, but it was really fun to get into Harley. But the balance of it was more anticipation for Harley than it was for Harleen.
So, Courtney, how long have you been doing Taekwondo?
I started back when I was in elementary school, about second grade.
Wow.
And I made it up to a high red belt. And literally all I had to do was take 1 or 2 tests, and I would have become a black belt.
So, Champ, the next question I want to ask you is, we're in this universe of Harley Quinn. As you mentioned, Joker and Batman have gone missing, and there's a new character that's going to be coming in, a new villain. So, my question to you is, even after the series is all done, is there, a kind of spin-off you're thinking about doing, or is there other characters you would like to do in the future, or what's next after Harley Quinn?
Yeah, there's a lot that I would like to do. One thing that I really would like to do, and I really thought was done very well, is, I don't know if you guys seen the Nightwing.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I thought that was done really well. So, a goal of mine would be like maybe to do some cross branding, kind of how Arrow and Flash does.
Wow,
Like,
shared universe. All right.
Yeah. So I don't think anybody really does that on YouTube. So if I could reach out to the Ismahawk guy, Ismahawk, and see if he would be interested, and we can make it work.
We're gonna help you make that happen. We've talked to those guys. We're gonna help you make that happen.
Okay, yeah, I think that would be like super dope. Because when I watched this, I was like, man, it would be cool if we did a crossover. Like no one would expect it.
That would be very cool. Back to your first episode now, because I've watched it several times now, and I love it more every time I watch it. So when I was first watching it, and I had some people tell me this on our Facebook page as well, when you first start out in the episode, one of the first things people thought, well, where's the accent? How come she doesn't have the accent right away as Harleen? But then there was that moment, and it was such a beautiful moment in the episode where she just flips that switch.
Yes.
And she turns into Harley. Now, was that done intentionally for a big payoff moment? And Courtney, what kind of a moment was that like for you when you could just flip that switch?
It definitely was there for the payoff. The whole time I did not want her to have the Brooklyn accent. I wanted her to be just normal. I didn't want it to when Harley came out, like I wanted you to know right away it was a different person, and something in her head snapped, and it was game time at that point.
Courtney, what was that moment like for you when you knew, okay, I'm going to flip this switch and everybody's going to go berserk when I do?
It was very cool, and it was very hard to get it perfect. Because I knew it was going to be a big moment, so I had to really put a lot of effort into it and try to make it seem like I'm really crazy just all of a sudden. It was actually really cool to do.
The funny part about that part of the episode is on the day we were shooting it, she was like, I don't know, I'm losing my voice. And I was like, let me hear you do it. And she did it. I'm like, nope, still good. That's perfect. Let's keep going.
When she said, I'm not weak, I was like, yeah, there it is.
I'm like, it's still good. Let's keep going with it. So yeah, I think the whole time she was really like excited about being Harley, and even when we wanted to make sure that the audience can right away react that it's changed. So even when we were doing sound design with my big brother Godzilla, his name's Chris Godzilla Taylor, he was doing sound design. We were sitting there, and I'm like, he was playing it, and And I'm like, it needs something to just tell them that just make people irritated. So we made a high-pitched ring when she changed, like a really high-pitched, irritating noise that's there for just a second, so it irritates you. When you hear it, it's like, what happened? It just like really makes you know that their change just happened there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And like, one thing I like too is that when she's Harley and she's sitting down with what appears to be the Calendar Man. So I mean, are we going to see more of that? We can kind of see more lesser known Batman villains kind of interact with Harley and Harleen as the series goes on.
Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to bring out some of the lesser known people that may not enter the big DC cinematic universe. Like even when I started this, the Suicide Squad wasn't a thing yet, or it probably was a thing, but it wasn't announced yet. And then as soon as I was getting ready to release it, it started getting announced, and Margot Robbie got cast, which is a phenomenal casting. Like I think she's gonna kill it. I really think she's gonna kill it. So with that being said, I definitely want to bring out some characters that didn't get as much shine. We actually have a couple characters that are new, but not really too new to where it makes you weird. Like, why is he there? You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
We do have. I don't want to spoil it, but we got a couple surprises coming at you.
Surprises are always good. Now, you talked a lot about the source material. I've seen your costume design. It's very cool, but it's different. And I want to ask Courtney this question especially as well, because she's the one that had to take on the role of Harley Quinn. And now, people are very picky when it comes to Harley Quinn. So how do you balance being original with being true to the source material, Courtney? And how nervous were you that people were going to give you backlash over a character that people seem to be very picky about?
You have no idea. Oh my goodness. I was telling Amp, like, I'm really nervous to read the comments on YouTube or any of the Facebook things. I was really nervous the first day it came out, and I was just reading through the comments, and thankfully they were all good. And I actually read through them very, very often. I've read every single one of them, and yeah, I was really nervous that somebody was going to say something mean, and it didn't happen. You know, people on YouTube, and
the keyboard warriors. Yeah, we know them.
Yeah, they've really impressed me in how nice they could be.
Well, I mean, it's all because you did a phenomenal job with it as well. I mean, if you didn't do a good job, trust me, people would have said something. And as a big Harley fan myself, I can tell you that you definitely nailed it.
Oh, thank you so much.
So back to the costume design just for a second, Champ. What made you decide to go with a design that was a little bit different on that side? Because I know you talked about being original as well.
Yeah, I wanted her to have an original costume. I actually wanted to get one like completely designed, like from scratch. But I had a hard time with getting a designer on board, and I just couldn't find the right designer. So what I did is I looked at a bunch of images on Google Images and YouTube and everywhere. Just looked at a bunch of her kind of designs and the way she is, the way she dresses. And I kind of took pieces of everything, and I jumped on Amazon and went to a bunch of different stores. I did a lot of shopping in the S&M area.
You're gonna get so many weird suggestions from Amazon now. It's not even funny.
Oh my God, my suggestion box was so weird for so long. So I did a lot of that, and I just wanted to make her. I wanted to make her edgy but playful, which is kind of how she has the leather and the neck strap, and then she also has a tutu. It's like this random tutu she's wearing.
Right.
And then checkered stockings and striped, one checkered leg, one striped leg. We actually went back and forth. We had that pair, and we had a pair where one leg was red and one leg was black.
Okay.
So we had a couple different things that I was sending Courtney, and she would try them on, and we take pictures and send it back. And we did that for a while. We went back and forth that way for a while, until we finally got something that we both felt really comfortable with. And I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go with the pigtails because I wanted to make her my own kind of character as much as I can, but still staying true.
Right.
So we went with the half and half wig and kind of made it curly. I worked with the hair designer and we did like a curl thing, and she built that from scratch and a little point in the middle, which kind of gave her a little bit of edge. And with the mask, I actually just took a picture of Courtney and went in Photoshop and just played around for like a day with a ton of different makeup designs in Photoshop. And finally, when I came to one that I liked, I sent it over to the makeup artist, and she did a phenomenal job with recreating it.
Nice.
So here's a question. Now, if you two had to be superheroes or villains from a different universe, who would you be?
Oh, I would be Iron Man. Hands down.
That was a really quick response.
I would definitely be Iron Man. That would be me all day.
Wow. All right, Courtney, what's it going to be?
I don't know. I'm kind of liking Harley.
That's hard not to. You know.
Yeah.
Kind of a perfect character to be, and it suits you well. So in that vein, you like being Harley so much. So if you could, and get away with it, just kick one celebrity in the face right now, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. One celebrity. It might be Justin Bieber.
Oh, perfect choice!
Nice.
Thank you! Great answer!
I do think he has a lot of potential, but he is so messing it up. And that would be what the kick would be for. Just get your crap together, guy.
That is an absolutely perfect answer. Now for you, champ, okay, you could be Michael Bay on set for one day on your show. What are you blowing up and why?
Wow, you don't know how great of a question that is, because Michael Bay is like hands down one of my favorite guys. I know a lot of people throw a lot of hate his way, but I love that man. What would I blow up? Because when you're Michael Bay, you just blow up whatever you look at, right?
Exactly. Who doesn't want to just randomly blow something up every now and then?
What have I not seen blown up yet? I would have to say, honestly, I don't know. That's a great question. Like, I could think of stuff like blow up the Statue of Liberty, but we've seen that torn up. It's like this beautiful art museum in downtown Milwaukee that I would blow up just because people love it so much.
That's for all you Milwaukeeites out there.
Right, and I'm from Milwaukee, and everybody listening to this, they know that that's like an attraction. Like, the roof opens up to these big wings and stuff, and it was actually in Transformers 3. So I would blow that up.
And it survived that movie, which is pretty amazing.
It survived Transformers 3.
Okay, so we know that there's going to be an episode 2 coming up. Where can we get more information on the series? And when is episode 2 coming? Do we know?
All right, so here's the thing. First of all, thank you everybody who supported it so far. Please follow or like our Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/Harley Quinn web series. Also, I just started the Twitter, so that's at Harley Quinn Web, and James followed me. He was like my first follower in the world. Thank you.
Not a problem. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, and as far as the rest of the series goes, so here's the thing. Episode 2 is done and it's in the can. But after the big response that this has gotten, and I honestly I had no idea it would do this well, I felt like I really want to do the character to the best of my ability, and if possible, take it to the highest cinematic quality that we can. So I've actually started a Kickstarter. So hopefully through this Kickstarter, we're trying to raise $20,000. We got a bunch of cool rewards and everything. Hopefully through this Kickstarter, we can get the rest of the episode shot to a high level of cinematic quality, and we will deliver it in 4K this time.
Wow, okay.
Wow, that's big.
So yeah, we're going to deliver it in 4K, and we are going to make it, digital downloads available in full 4K quality. And we're just going to do some really cool stuff. And if we do hit our goal, I will be getting my Michael Bay on. Something is getting going.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That's great.
That's great to hear.
Something will explode.
Okay, Courtney, on your end, I know that you're an actress, but you're also a model as well. Where can people find out more about you?
They can go to Facebook, and my fan page is called Courtney Lynn. And that's where you can find most of my pictures and where I will update most of my stuff. I have a Model Mayhem, but I don't update that very often. And so I would just say Facebook, Courtney Lynn.
Awesome. We'll definitely get on all that, and we'll make sure everybody knows about the Kickstarter, the Harley Quinn web series. Of course, you can see it on YouTube. Champ, Courtney, thank you so much for taking time to talk with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. And guys, make sure you follow Snapchat too, because Snapchat is insanely popular for some reason that I'm still trying to figure out. So,
all right, well, I guess we need to get on that then.
Yes, I actually have Snapchat, so I'll look you up.
It's insanely popular. But Courtney, what's your name? Thumbita on there?
It's Thumbita. Thumb with the ITA at the end.
Yeah, and I'm just Champ 5 MIC.
You guys have talked me into it. I'll get a Snapchat.
Get a Snapchat, man. I think that's the way the world is going now. You know, it has the shifts. It was like Twitter, Vine, Instagram, now Snapchat. Now it's just like, all right, just keep it going.
Well, apparently you can, in the future, look for Down and Nerdy on Snapchat as well. But again, Champ, Courtney, thank you so much for coming on and talk to us about the Harley Quinn web series.
Yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate you guys having us. And I might send you guys something special for your viewers.
Awesome.
Sneak peek something.
All right,
awesome,
sounds great.
You. And there you go, people. There's Champ Robinson and Courtney Lynn. That was a fun interview, dude.
It really was. And I got to tell you, when I asked her about the whole kicking a celebrity in the face thing, not only was I not sure she'd answer, but Justin Bieber,
yes,
perfect. Love
that was great. And what I liked about both of them too is that, you know, we got some more detail, of course, as what they're going to be doing with the future series, but we got beyond that, like what they want to do. They want to, you know, team up with Danny Shepard and Isma Hawk for that Nightwing series, and hopefully, you know, that happens. We'll see what goes on with that. But no, like, they're off to a really great start. And again, one thing I like too is the fact that when Champ was like, yeah, she knows Taekwondo. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do that. And then, you know, it makes it a lot easier as a director because, you know, someone who also directed films, as I did, you know, when you look for like a fight choreography or some sort of physical combat or whatever like that, you want somebody who has some experience, and Courtney does have that experience. I mean, for Christ's sake, she even said she was in Taekwondo since pretty much she was a young kid. So
exactly, and I mean, no disrespect to the other actress that was in the original trailer for the series, but when getting Courtney, that really worked out because she has fit the role of Harley Quinn perfectly, and they're planning so far into the future too, which I love. This isn't just a hey, we're gonna run an episode or two and then disappear. No, they're talking way into the future, and hopefully, as we're talking right now, of course, our show's released on Friday, the Kickstarter is here.
Yeah, they want to raise money for the Kickstarter and everything else, and so, you know, go check them out with that, help them out with that. But that's going to do it for our show this week. Again, we want to thank Champ Robinson and Courtney Lynn for coming on this week. And, you know, we had such a blast. I mean, such a great interview, such a fun time getting to know them. And knowing that Courtney would like to roundhouse kick Justin Bieber, that'd be amazing. And that Champ would like to blow up the Milwaukee Museum of Art, pretty much.
In a film, let's make sure.
In a film.
Yeah, okay.
In a film. But no, it was really, really fun. I like that Michael Bay question you asked him. But again, that's going to do it for our show this week. Be sure to look us up on Facebook, facebook.com/downnerdy. Also, look up the Harley Quinn web series on Facebook as well, and on Twitter at Harley Quinn Web. I'm on Twitter at Merc with one arm. James.
I'm at James Ace with him. And of course, always email us your questions and the thoughts on the Harley Quinn web series, downandnerdypodcast@gmail.com. Of course, thanks to Bob from Fantasy Escape. Go see him on Aragona Boulevard in Virginia Beach. All the comics and the figures you're going to need. Promise you that.
Yes, and don't forget, next week, Matt Slay is going to be our guest. And with that, I leave you with the thing I always leave you with. Practice safe comic book reading, boys and girls. Always bag and board your comics.